So I look a little bit dead as always, but right now I'm just unfolding and folding, putting some of Elia's clothes away that we received yesterday from our first baby shower. It was a surprise baby shower, so my mom did it with well, she honestly did it by herself, but she just wanted to do all females, so it was really fun, and we had a lot of fun, just the females. Whew, I look crazy from that angle. So let's see, like, there's some of these clothes, it's so cute. And then there's this one. There's actually a lot of clothes that he received, but by the way, I got a new phone today. I upgraded my iPhone 8 since it was all broken and stuff. Anyways, so I'm gonna be talking to you guys as I put some of these stuff away. It's so crazy because look, oh my goodness, like, this is a human being, and it's gonna be my human being. It's so freaking crazy. So let me tell you a little story. A year ago today, so June 29th of 2018, I was actually pregnant at that time, and it was our first baby, and I remember that day like so perfect. So I had asked for the day off. I was working at AutoZone. Yeah, I was working at AutoZone at the time, so so I had a day off, and then what happened was Anthony was gonna go to work like at 3 p.m. because he closed the store, but we had an appointment at 12. It was like 11:30 for our first ultrasound. I was 12 weeks, and we were like so excited because we were like about to see our baby for the first time, and so we were just so freaking excited. And then we actually got there late, and I remembered the ultrasound technician. She's like, you can't be late to ultrasounds because I have a lot of people on schedule, like I'll just take you in this time. And well, thank God she took us in, because she opened the screen and stuff like that. We just kind of like took a peek, and then she just focused the screen on herself when she was on my belly, and she told us, okay, I'm gonna let you guys listen to the heartbeat once we find it and stuff. And so I have to take a look at the baby first, so I was like, okay. And she was just taking a little bit longer, and I didn't really think anything of it, because it's my first pregnancy, my first ultrasound, so I really didn't think anything. And then she's like, she just turned off the screen, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna have a doctor see you today. And that's when I knew something was wrong, obviously. But to be honest, at that time, I really didn't think of the worst, I was just like, I think maybe this one. Oh, anyways, so sorry, my dad interrupted a little. Where was I? Okay, so I really didn't think of the worst. I thought of probably our baby's deformed or he has a disability or something like that. Because at 12 weeks, I mean, I didn't really know how big the baby was. I had an app, but it was my first pregnancy. Like, I didn't know anything. And so, so she took us to see the doctor. And Anthony's just asking me, like, what do you think it could be? Like, is there something wrong with the baby? And I was like, babe, I don't know. I kept telling him, like, I don't know. I really didn't want to think about it. I was just, we'll see. We'll find out right now. And then, so, they put us in a room. And they were just and the doctor just showed up, and she's like, hi. She's like, so I forgot what she said, to be honest, but basically she just says, your baby has no heartbeat. And I just started crying. I literally, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was like an instant reaction to just cry. And I was just crying, and Anthony just really helped me and stuff like that. And then the doctor just kept telling me, like, just let it out and stuff. And she's like, it's not your fault. Like, don't blame yourself. And that's exactly, it's so crazy, because I'm pretty sure, like, most women that actually go through this, the first thing is like, what could I have done to prevent this, And so she explained to me that it was just random, because we asked her, like, but why? Like, what could have been the cause, And like, so many things went through my head. I was listening to her, and she was telling me, like, that there's different ways of coping with loss, because it's a loss. Like, she kept telling me, like, your baby's heart stopped at 10 weeks, but don't feel like it's like it's too dramatic for you to cry. She kept telling me, she's like, it's a loss. Like, you were expecting a baby, you imagine your baby, and it's considered a loss. You're gonna be in pain because you lost somebody that you loved. So when she started telling me that, in the beginning it's hard, and then I may start getting better, and then during the due date I'll start being more my sadness would kind of come back, because I would think, like, damn, like, I would have a baby by now. Anyways, so after she talked to me about the different ways of coping and stuff, and just therapy and things like that, then we moved to the more serious part, because the baby was literally, where are my maternity bras? Anyways, the baby was inside me. He or she, like, it's so funny, because so the moment I got pregnant with my first, I don't know, something in my heart told me it was a girl, and I still believe that it was a girl. So she told me, well, your baby's inside you, so what's gonna happen next is there's different options that you can do. So she told me, you can wait a couple of days, for your body to just naturally have the miscarriage, basically. So, but obviously when you go the natural way, you don't know when it's gonna happen. Like, you don't know when it's gonna happen. You don't know how long it will take, because I was already carrying the baby for 2 weeks without a heartbeat. So, it could have happened at any moment at that time, or it could have been a little bit longer. But I didn't know. And the other option was to... I forgot the name of the pill. It was something with the C. But you can take... She basically told me you can take this pill, and it would take about 6 hours for it to... for your body to react to it. So you'll start feeling the cramping and pain and stuff like that, and contractions. So, me and Anthony, we just like looked at each other and stuff. And to be honest, I wanted to be at home. I wanted to know when it was gonna happen. I wanted to be kind of ready, for my body to be ready. I didn't want to be, hanging out with Anthony or being somewhere else, and then just thinking like, oh my God, it's happening now. So I decided to go with a pill. So she prescribed me with the pill, and then on the 29th was a Friday, and then I went to pick up the pill. So I went to pick up that pill on the 30th to do it. But anyway, so after we got that figured out, the next step was planning for it to happen, and then who I wanted to talk to. So when we got out of there, I was just crying, and then we got in the car, and I kind of just stayed there in shock, like wow, like my baby's no longer with me, like it's my first baby, like why, what did I do? Like I kept blaming myself because I had a heavy kind of job. I mean, I was working at AutoZone. And I would replace batteries. I would go outside, I don't know, I just felt like my job was heavy for me, and being pregnant. And so I just kept thinking like it wasn't my job. Did I stress too much? Because people would tell me like, you stress too much, relax, like don't do that, don't do this. And I was just, I'm okay, I can do it, blah blah blah. Anyways, so I just kept blaming myself. And I remember we got in the car, and Anthony turned on the car, and he called off work, obviously, to stay with me. And he told me, he's like, we need to tell our parents, we need to tell your mom, we need to tell my mom. And I kept telling him, no, I don't want to tell anybody, because me telling them was a way of reality hitting me. Like, damn, like I just lost my baby, So I just didn't want to accept that yet. So I kept telling him like, no, I don't want to tell them. Like, I want to cry. I want to be alone. I want to deal with it first, and then I want to tell them. But he needed comfort, and I needed comfort. And so, he wanted to give me support and be there for me. But he needed that too, because he was gonna give it all to me. So he needed his mom there. He needed his family. So he convinced me to tell my parents. So, anyways, I'm not even doing this right now. So, he called his mom. I think the first person we told was actually my mom. And I was just like, come see me. this happened. I just want you to come see me. You know, I didn't want to talk about it over the phone. I just wanted to get home and cry and cry and cry. And then he told his mom too. And yeah, we got home and I was just crying and crying. And then my mom got there. And then his mom got there. And our family. And we all cried together. So, anyways, that was exactly 1 year ago today. It was, to be honest, the hardest day of my life. The hardest day of my life. Of finding out. And then the next step was having to go through the process of, my body physically, of actually carrying on with a miscarriage. Oh, so I didn't even think of that really that day off, the day that I found out. But so on Saturday, which was June 30th, on Saturday, which was June 30th, I went to get the pill. And what we did basically is actually we came here to this house which belongs to my parents. And the plan was for me to stay with my mom and my suegra until it basically happened. Anthony had work that day. And he told me, he's like, I'm gonna call off. I want to stay with you, But I don't know. I just told him, I'm like, no, it's okay. It's okay. Like, you can go to work and I'll let you know how everything is going and stuff. So, anyways. He refused, but at the end he ended up going to work. I took the pill, I think like at 7 in the morning. By 12 p.m. I was cramping and so I remember laying on the couch and I was just cramping. I was just thinking to myself like it's happening, and the people from my church, they sent me so many prayers because they found out about it. And and so by 3 p.m. I started bleeding, and then I was in pain pretty much. I don't think actual labor, my labor now is gonna obviously go like that, like pain level. I think it's gonna be more severe now, obviously. But I was just cramping and hurting, and then I came to this room actually, which belongs to my brother, and I just laid on his bed, and I was just crying and crying and crying. And I remember I kind of got in a I don't know how to explain it, like fetal position, but towards like the ground, and I lift just my hips up just a little, and I just felt my, I don't know if it's right or not, but it just felt like the baby or whatever, it just fell, and I knew that the next time I would go to a restroom, I would probably see him or her. So I went to the restroom and stuff, and then, to be honest, I tried looking for my baby. but I wasn't sure what I was looking for. I wasn't sure what to look at. So anyway, so I just got it over with, and you know, and the next process was just crying. I think I took I took a week off from work, and then when I went back, it's so difficult going back to work after a miscarriage or anything like that, because people just give you a look of like, oh my god, I don't know what to tell you, or I don't know what to say, I don't want to make you cry, I don't know if it's good to ask about it. It's just like, damn, just show me that you support me. Just be like, Kathy, like, things are gonna get better, okay? Or I don't know, whatever, but just don't make it awkward. Anyways, I remember one of my coworkers, it had been like 2 or 3 weeks, and this dude tried to touch my belly, and he's like, oh, how's your baby going and growing? Is your tummy showing yet? And I just looked at him and I was like, don't you know? Like, it's been 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm like, don't you know, dude? Like, I was like, I had a freaking miscarriage. Because it honestly pissed me off, because as some people, I don't know, I'm sure he had heard about it, but he probably wanted to confirm it, and he just did that. So, and that was, oh, my side hurts. And that was just a stupid move out of you. Anyways, so time went by. I think like a month passed by, and then I started having fevers and stuff. I just didn't feel good at all. And then Anthony asked me to go to the hospital, so we went to the hospital, and they found out that I had a very bad infection. So they did some tests and everything, and then it turned out that remainings of my baby were still inside me, and they had caused an infection. So that was causing fevers and all this, So basically my nightmare wasn't over yet. So they told me, like, your baby's still inside you, we're gonna have to do a DNC, and you're gonna stay with us for a couple of days. And if you don't know what a DNC is, it's basically kind of like an abortion, to be honest. It's like they go inside your uterus and they scrape out whatever is in there, and that's what they were doing. They were scraping my baby out of me, and I remember still crying about it, because I thought to myself, like damn, I've been carrying part of my baby, and I didn't know it, and like, it's not over yet, So anyways, so I stayed in the hospital for a couple of days, and I remember coming out of the surgery, guys, and I feel like I was dying, not because of so much of the pain, but I was shivering. I felt so weak. I was physically and mentally just exhausted from everything. So anyways, yeah, then time went by, and I would still cry and cry. Like, literally, I cried for months. I felt like I was going crazy. I was depressed. Like, I had everything in life. Like, I had a good partner. I had my own home with him, my family support. Everything was so good, I even got a new car, and we were just progressing to so many better things as a couple with Anthony, and I was not happy in life. And I felt like that really hurt him, because he didn't know what to do, and he would tell me, like, you need to talk to someone, like, because he he would talk to me, we would talk, but I don't think I would open up as much because I was just holding everything inside me like crazy. It took some time, but at the end, you know, I don't know, God got me through it, and my child is in heaven. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you later.